Hello and welcome to this Cult Live HRX session with me, Naran, your coach, and joining me today is my tribe, Dheeraj and Suvini. My tribe and I will help you reach your fitness goals and complete this dynamic workout that will work your legs and core. We'll start the session with a 10-minute warm-up, followed by 15 minutes of main workout, 4 minutes of conditioning workout, and end with an 8-minute cool down. For all those who've been working out for 1 month or so, or just started working out, follow Suvini, who will perform the scaled down version of all the movements. But for all those who have been working out for 6 to 8 months, and my cult athletes, follow Dheeraj, who will perform all the advanced movements. In case this is your first class, we recommend you enable the camera access for the energy meter on your devices. This will help you track all your explosive movements, keep assigning you a score, and give you a rank at the end of a session. So keep pushing yourself and collecting all the points. Before we get started, keep a bottle of water and towel close by, and let's begin with the warm-up. You guys good to go? You ready? Yep. For the warm-up, we will have 2 movements, the spot jog and the butt kicks before we go to mobility. So let's start with the spot jog for 30 seconds. Right there, just start to move. Let's start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. For the guys who are very new to this, just start slow like what Suvini is showing here. Those who are advanced or are regulars, pick up the pace. Yeah, you can see Dheeraj slowly starting to move faster. 30 seconds over there, just lift your knees up and move your hands as well. Keep breathing. You don't want to go your maximum pace right now. You want to slowly build that in. As you feel comfortable, go a little faster, and that's done. The next one's going to be the butt kick, so I want you to keep your hands back and kick yourself. Use your heel to reach back all the way. For the ones who are doing the scale down, just start by stepping. When the ones doing the scaled up, go faster and add a bit of a hop to that. Keep your chest up as you do this. Even with the stepping version, if you feel you can go a little faster, start to do that. Well done so far. Keep the chest up throughout. And that's done. The next thing we're going to be moving to is the mobility, where we will have 4 movements over here for us to do. So let's start off with the first one, which is going to be the hip flexor stretch. We're going to have 2 rounds of this, so make sure you understand it well and then do it. So Dheeraj is going to show us the hip flexor lunge stretch. So take a nice big step forward, drive your hip forward as much as possible, where you feel a stretch on the hip flex and the back leg. We're going to be doing 15 seconds each side. So let's get to position. Let's get down to position. Take a nice big step forward. Make sure the front leg, your heel remains down. We start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Keep your chest up throughout. As you move forward, ensure you feel that light stretch on the hip flex and the back leg. As you move forward, make sure your heel remains down on the front leg. Let's switch leg now. And start. Drive your hip forward as much as possible. Don't be in a hurry to do this. This is a mobility drill. So it's not about how fast you go. It's just to ensure that you feel that stretch or whatever we're speaking about in terms of the movement. And that's done. The next one is going to be something called the donkey kick. So I'm going to have Dheeraj show you all this again. Your palms directly below the shoulder and your knees directly below the hips. From there, we'll alternate leg. You kick up and drop, and then you alternate leg, kick up and drop. Try to maintain the bend on your knees at 90 degrees and squeeze your glutes every time you go up. For the ones who are very new to this, you could straighten your leg out in the back as you kick out. Just straighten your leg and come back. Go slow, don't rush this. Let's get ready, let's get to position. We're going to be doing 30 seconds in total, alternate side. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's move. Keep your spine neutral, don't drop your head down. Just look up just a little. Don't have to look up where you're going to strain the neck. Just keep your spine in neutral position throughout. And like I said, it's a mobility drill that we're doing right now, so don't be in a hurry as you do this. Make sure you're working on those muscles we're talking about, and right now we're talking about the glute muscles. Every time you kick up, even if you're straightening the leg or keeping your knees bent, ensure you squeeze your glutes on top. And that's done. The next one is going to be something called the cat camel. So I'm going to have Dheeraj stay there itself. It's going to be the same start position where your palms are directly below the shoulder and knees directly below the hips. From there, we're going to be lifting the mid back as high as possible and then dropping it down and look up. So we're just kind of extend and flex the spine as you do this. Once again, do not do this in a hurry. It's going to be the same for the scaled down and the scaled up version. So let's get to position. Palms directly below the shoulder, knees directly below hips, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Try to lift your mid back up as high as possible, and as you come down, push your mid back down as much as possible, where you also drive your hips out as you do that. So when you lift your spine up, you're driving your hips in, and when you drop your spine down, you're driving your hips out. Once again, do not be in a hurry as you do this. Nice and easy, focusing on full range of motion. And that's done. The next one is going to be something called the scapula raises. So for that, we're going to go to the high plank position. Palms directly below shoulder. Once again, straight line from the shoulder to heel, hips slightly below shoulder level. From there, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades in the back and come back to neutral. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and back to neutral, and extend a little bit more as you feel comfortable. For the scaled down version, drop your knees and repeat the same, but don't drop your head down. Make sure your neck is neutral throughout. The focus is on your shoulder blades only. Yeah? So let's get to position. Palms directly below shoulder. Even for the scale down, ensure your hips are slightly below shoulder level, just like Suwini is showing you all. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Focus on not dropping your head first. The focus is only on your scapula. Squeeze your shoulder blades in the back and then spread them out as you come up. Make sure you maintain the hips at the same level, just like both of them are showing you. Well done. Hands straight throughout. Squeeze the shoulder blades and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades and back. And that's done. Round number 1 is done. Round number 2, warm-up number 1 is going to be the hip flexor lunge stretch. So let's get to position. You'll know this already. Let's get the right leg forward. A nice big step forward, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Drive your hip forward as much as possible. Remember to keep the heel down as you do this, and chest up. For somebody who wants to increase intensity or range over here, you can lift both hands up to make it a little harder. Let's switch leg, 15 seconds on the other leg, starting now. Drive your hip forward as much as possible, feel that stretch, and what you can do is try to go a little bit further from there to prepare for the movements coming up. Keep your chest up throughout, and that's done. The next one is going to be the donkey kicks. So let's get down to position, palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below the hips. And we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Spine in neutral position. Don't drop the head down. For the scaled up version, maintain a 90-degree bend throughout the full range of motion. While the scaled down version, what you can do is just extend the leg in the back, focusing on squeezing the glutes as you do this. We're going to be going 30 seconds over here. Ensure you're being aware of squeezing your glutes as you do this. And we are done. We're going to stay in the same position for cat and camel. Once again, palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below the hips. And we start in 3, 2, and 1. Lift the mid back up as high as possible and then drop it down as low as possible as you do this. Once again, reminding you all that when you lift your spine up, I want you all to get your hips forward, and when you drop the mid back down and lift the head up, drive your hips back to lengthen the spine as you do that. So there's a flexion and extension happening at the spine. Breathe in and out, and that's done. The last one's going to be the scapula raises. For that, we're going to go to the high plank position, palms directly below shoulder. On the knees down for the scale down version, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Keep the spine in neutral position throughout. focusing only on squeezing your shoulder blades in the back and from there winging it out. So the focus of here is to work the range of the scapular muscles, going full range over there. You're squeezing the muscles, lengthening them, squeezing and lengthening. Keep the core active as you do this. It's very important that you also keep that in mind. And we are done. Excellent. Now the warm-up is done. That was an amazing warm-up and mobility session. How are you guys feeling? Good? Good? Excellent. Your body is now ready for the main movements. Take a few breaths, get a quick sip of water, and let's jump into the main workout. For the main workout, we have 3 movements. The first one is going to be something called the reverse lunge to squat. Yeah? And for this particular workout, we're going to be focusing on 15 minutes of the main workout. So we are focusing on getting 5 to 6 rounds. And if we feel we can go a little bit more, let's ensure we do that as well. So we're going to have Suwini show us the 3 movements before we start. The first one is going to be the reverse lunge to squat. That's going to be the scaled up version and the scaled down version, but I'll tell you where the difference is a little later. Now, you're going to step back to the lunge. As you come back, you're going to go into the squat. So you ensure you do a squat before you do a lunge on the opposite leg. So you're going to keep alternating leg and a squat. So every rep that you do a lunge, you're going to do 1 squat. So for the scaled up version, you'll be doing 15 each leg. So that makes it 30 squats in total. While the scaled down version, you'll do 7 each leg, which will make it 14 squats in total. The next one is going to be something called the single leg glute bridge. So you're going to line your back for this. Now, as you do this, you're going to lift your hips up as high as possible. For the scaled up version, you'll be lifting one leg up. You're going to keep it in line with the other leg. We're not going to lift it too high, just in line with the other leg. We're going to do 20 seconds each side for the scaled up version, while the scaled down version will have both legs down and you're going to hold for 40 seconds. Ensure you're pushing your hips up as high as you can and squeezing your glutes. That's going to be the second movement where you're just holding, while the third one is again a hold. It's called the beast hold. So you're going to have Suwini show us this as well. Once again, palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below the hips. That's going to be your start point. From there, you lift the knees off the floor, just enough for a sheet of paper to go past. That's it. That's going to be hard. You're just going to hold that position as you maintain a neutral spine. That's going to be the scaled up version. While the scaled down version, you have 2 options. One is to either do the high plank, or you can do the same. This is the high plank that we're talking about. While the other option that we have is to go back to beast hold and drop your knees down every few seconds to just ease off the hold. Yep. These are the 3 movements that we have for today, and we will have a 20-second break after each round. And we will start the second and third movement together. Even if you do finish the lunge and squat early, wait for us to call out for movement number 2. So we all start movement 2 and 3 together. Are you guys good to go? Yeah? Excellent. So guys, remember, our aim is to hit 5 to 6 rounds and nothing like getting the 7th one in. So let's get ready for this. And we're going to start with the reverse lunge to squat. 15 reps each leg for the scaled up, 7 each leg for the scaled down. We start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Make sure you're keeping your count. 15 each leg for the scaled up and 7 each leg for scaled down. As you lunge, make sure you keep your chest up. If some of you all are very new to this, you could do a half range lunge and a half range squat. Do not have to go too low if you're very new. For the ones who are regular, please ensure that you are going full range on the lunge and the squat both. Keep your chest up in both movements. And as you squat, ensure both your heels are down. Do not lift your heel up as you squat. And when you're doing the lunges, make sure the front leg heel remains down. Back knee is almost touching down. Chest up. He's got 30 reps to do and it's not going to be easy. For the ones who are comfortable at 7, if you feel you can go 10 each side, please go ahead and do that. If you feel you can do 12 each side for today, ensure you do that. How are you doing, Dheeraj? Okay? Guys, we're going to start movement number 2, which is going to be the single leg bridges. Take 5 seconds. So let's get to position. Or if you're lying your back, keep your feet flat, knees are bent. heel close to your hips, and you're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Lift your hips up as high as possible. Ensure you're squeezing your glutes as you do this. 20 seconds each side for the scaled up. For the ones who are doing both feet down, it's going to be 40 seconds on each side. Keep pushing the hips up every few seconds. Change leg for the scaled up. Just maintain the hold for the scaled down. In case you feel you're dropping your hips a little bit, just make sure you're pushing your hips back up again and squeeze the glutes. Keep breathing as you do this. You're going to start to feel your hamstring, glutes, and your lower back work as you do this. Excellent. Change. From here, we will move to the beast hold, which is going to be 40 seconds in total. Remember the scaled down version, you have two options, either the high plank or you can keep dropping your knee down every few seconds. Let's get ready and start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 40 seconds of a hold. Ensure your palms are directly below the shoulder. Scaled down or scaled up, that remains the same. For the ones doing the beast hold, knees directly below the hips. Maintain a neutral spine as you do this, that's the challenge. Keep the head up. For the ones doing the high plank, ensure your hips are slightly below shoulder level throughout. This is something I want you to ensure you're keeping a straight line on your back. Remember, you have the option of dropping your knee down every few seconds. And that's done. Relax. Now that was the end of round number 1. We'll take a 20-second break before we come to round number 2. Round 1 and 2, you might find it slightly easy because of the holds. But as we go past that, when we go to round 3 and 4, you're really going to start feeling the burn of holding. Isolation has a whole different game that it plays with the body. How are you guys feeling? You okay? Guys, grab yourself some water if you need to and come back in quick. We're going to start round number 2 with the reverse lunge to squat. Get ready and let's start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Step back in squat. As you lunge, make sure your toes are pointing forward. And remember the scaled down version, you have the option of limiting the range, but don't limit range just because of fatigue. Limit range only if you're very new to that and you're not familiar with the movement. Then you go to where you're familiar with only. And as you do more sessions with us, you're going to be doing like how our two athletes are doing over here. You guys okay so far? This is round number 2, so both of you are okay? We shall ask them once they reach round number 4 and 5. Keep your chest up. Once again, reminding some of you all, if you all have stopped at 7 and you know you have more in you, just do a few more reps. You could make that 10 each leg rather than 7 each leg. So you'll have a total of 20 squats to do rather than 14. I'm sure Dheeraj's legs are burning right now. How are you feeling? Feeling the burn? Yeah. Almost there. Keep your chest up, maintain good position like what Dheeraj is showing us right now, keeping the chest up throughout. Good job. Excellent, excellent. Shake your legs off because you're going to have that quadriceps burning right now. And so let's go down to the glute bridge. So we'll give the quadriceps a short break before we go to the beast hold and burn them again. Drop down to your position, lie on your back, heel close to hips, knees are bent, feet flat, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. For the scaled up version, remember to push your hips up as high as possible. For the scaled down, although you got both feet down, if you're new to this, sometimes you will end up dropping your hips down a little. Please be conscious about that and keep driving your hips up. Try to get a straight line from your knee to shoulder. Switch leg for the scaled up. Keep pushing the hips up. All the tension on one leg as you do this. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Whenever we're holding these isolated movements, ensure you're not holding your breath as well. Keep your breathing normal. Let's switch. From here, we're going to go to the beast hold. So we're going to turn around. Palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below the hips, spine in neutral position. We start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Ensure you're a neutral spine here, guys. Don't round the back as you do this. That's not going to be as effective because when you round your back, your core is not going to be active. Keep maintaining a neutral spine is going to be activating a lot more muscles, which are going to help us in terms of achieving our goals that we're working towards. Remember the scaled down version, you can keep dropping your knee every few seconds and back up. For the scaled up, ensure that your knees are always below hip level. And that's done. Round number 2 is done. Now for round number 3, before we get there, grab a quick sip of water and come back. Don't take too long because the break is for 20 seconds. So make sure you come back quick. Now is when you're going to start feeling the burn on your legs. You can see that Dheeraj is already starting to feel that. And now even though the guys are doing scaled down, I'm sure you're going to start feeling that now. Let's get ready for this. Remember technique now. We're going to start off with a reverse lunge to squat. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. For my cult athletes out there, what you can do is start to pick up the pace, but do not limit the range of motion that you're working on. Start to move a little faster if you're feeling comfortable. As you lunge, make sure your toes are pointing forward. If not, that could hurt your knee as you do this. Heel down when you do the squat. Ensure both heels are down as you do the squat. And while you do the lunge, whichever leg is forward, make sure your heel is down. Keep your chest up throughout. It is okay to slow down a little bit as you do this. Especially the guys doing the scaled up version, you're definitely going to feel the burn with 30 lunges in total and 30 squats in total each round. And you multiply that into 5 or 6 and the number of rounds that we're going to do, that's a good amount of squats that you're working on. Are your legs feeling, Dheeraj? Yeah? That's a good question to ask him right now because I'm sure it's burning for him. I'm sure it's the same for all of you all out there. Keep the breathing in check. Ensure that every time you are coming back up, you're breathing out as you do your lunges and your squats. Well done. Guys, please remember it is okay to slow down. It is perfectly fine to slow down. As you fatigue, that's fine, but make sure range is not compromised as you do this. Take a few extra seconds to do it. That's perfectly fine. You okay? Doing good. Want to just shake your legs off a little bit? So all of you all need to do the same. Just shake your legs off just a little before we go down to the glute bridge. Give yourself an extra 5 seconds. We'll go down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get to position for the glute bridge. Get a heel close to the hips. Feet flat. And we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Focus on driving your hips up as high as possible while you squeeze the glutes. Let it be the scaled down or the scaled up. Ensure you're driving your hips up as high as possible. From your quadriceps burning, now it's going to be the glutes that are going to be burning as you do this. Let's switch leg for the scaled up version. Guys, remember to maintain the straight line like what Suvini is showing you all here. Hips, knee, and shoulder in a straight line. Maintain that. Well done, Suvini. Keep that up. Good job, Dheeraj. Guys, just maintain. These guys are really pushing yourself. I'm sure all of you guys are doing the same over there. Just maintain this. Isolation is not easy. That's done. From there, we're going to switch to the beast hold. So turn around. Take a few seconds before we start. This is going to burn the quadriceps and the triceps as you do this because you're just holding. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Knees directly below the hips. Palm directly below shoulder. Neutral spine as you do this. Ensure that the knees are always directly below the hips as you do this. That's where the challenge is, to maintain knees directly below the hips. Pull your belly button in just a little bit. Lift the chest up as you do this. Lift the chest up. Got a few more seconds to do this. Well done so far. And that's done. Excellent work. Now we are done with 3 rounds. We have one more round to do, so we're going to be doing 4 rounds, keeping in mind the 15-minute workout. So ensure you have a quick sip of water and we come back and we're going to start quick so you really feel this workout on the last round. You guys okay? You good? Yeah? Let's take a few seconds, shake the legs off, get ready for those lunges which are going to burn the quadriceps. And let's begin. Yeah? Let's begin. Let's start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. For the scaled down version also, since this is the last round we're doing, I want all of you all to challenge yourself to do 10 reps each side rather than 7 for the last round. And try to move a little quicker for the last round. Well done so far. As you start to get tired, it's very common that you start to drop your upper body forward. Please do not do that. Please do not drop your upper body forward. Ensure you're keeping your chest up throughout the move, even when you're doing the lunges and when you're doing the squat. Well done. Suwini is done with her reps. We're pushing Dheeraj right now to get to his 15 with all that burn he's going through. Well done so far, buddy. Well done. Guys, make sure you stay with him on this. Finish those 15 reps for the guys who are doing the scaled up version. Finish those 15 reps. I know it's hard. He's with y'all. He's doing this with y'all and pushing y'all. Just stay with him. Excellent. Excellent. A quick reminder from Dheeraj to ensure you're breathing out as you do this. It's the last round, so make sure you give it your best. Don't try to save any energy at this point in time. Almost there, Dheeraj. Good job. Well done. Well done. And that's done. Just shake the legs off. Just shake the legs off before we go to movement number 2 for the glute bridge. Just take a quick breather. And let's get down to position now. And we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Single leg for the scaled up, both legs down for the scaled down. Drive your hips up as high as possible. Make sure you keep squeezing the glutes throughout. Breathe in and out as you do this. Switch leg for the scaled up. Just make sure the guys doing the scale down, just ensure you're in the right position. Drive your hips up again, just to make sure you're at full range. Almost there. And that's done. Last one is going to be the beast hold. Get to position, palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below the hips. And we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Neutral spine, lift the chest up. Drive your hips back as you do this. Knees in line with the hips. Remember, every few seconds if you need to drop your knees down and come back up, even if you're doing the scaled up version right now, because of where we are in the workout, you will be feeling the fatigue. So just ensure you're not doing the wrong technique. If you need a short break in between, 2 seconds, drop the knee down, come back up, please do that. But make sure your technique is right throughout. Well done, guys, well done. Maintain a neutral spine. And we're done in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job, guys. Well done. You guys okay? Awesome work. Awesome work. Good job. Guys, just take a short break. Grab yourself some water and come back in. And then we'll jump into round number 2, which is going to be 2 movements of WOD number 2, which will have the side jumps and we'll have some donkey kicks. We're going to have Suwini show us these movements. So one is going to be the lateral jump to single leg balance, also known as the skier jump. She's going to demonstrate that for us. As you jump side to side, make sure you squat down. Do not stand tall as you do that. That's going to be the scaled up version, while the scaled down version will be a triple step side to side shuffle. with the one leg to finish off. So you're just going to lift the leg which is on the inside as you do this. So that's a good way to start off for the lateral jump. The second movement is going to be the alternating donkey kicks, the same as we did in the warm-up. We're anyway going to demonstrate that for you. Palms directly below the shoulder, knees directly below the hips. From there, maintain a 90-degree bend of the knees, kick up where you squeeze your glutes and come back. You're going to keep alternating leg. Ensure you get your knees down, back directly below the hips. We're going to be doing both these movements for 30 seconds each for 4 rounds to finish off today's workout. Yeah? So one is going to push your heart rate up, while the other one is going to isolate the glutes, getting them on fire. So both the movements are going to be hitting your glutes really hard, so get ready. So let's start in 3, 2, and 1. The lateral jump side to side, single leg for the scaled up, while the scale down will be doing the triple step. So we have 4 rounds, so start off slow if your quadriceps are right now burning from what you've done in ward number 1. Ensure you drop your hips down both ways, even if you're doing the scaled up or the scaled down. We're just doing 30 seconds each over here. Almost there, and done. Now let's get down. From there, for the donkey kicks, your palms are directly below shoulder, knees directly below hips. You're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 30 seconds over here. Make sure you maintain a neutral spine throughout. Don't hyperextend the knee. Don't hyperextend your lower back as you do this. Maintain a neutral spine throughout the movement. As you kick up, it's a common tendency to hyperextend the lower back. Do not do that. Squeeze your glutes. This one is not meant to be too fast. And that's done. Round number 1 is done. Now round number 2. Let's start round number 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Since we're in round number 2, the athletes who are very comfortable right now, I'd like you to go a little faster, but remember to drop your hips down. Don't stand tall and just move side to side there. Drop the hip down and swing the hand as well as you do this. Keep the upper body engaged. Even for the scale down, as you feel comfortable, start to move faster just the way Suwini is doing. And that's done. Let's go back down to donkey kicks. Get to position. Ensure knees are directly below the hips. And we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Be aware of your knee bend. Try to maintain that 90-degree bend on the knee throughout. For the scale down, just go a little slower. That's okay. Just be aware of what's happening with the knees. Since you're relatively new to these movements, it's okay to go slow just to make sure you understand them right before you start to pick up the pace. You can always have more sessions to do for you to pick up the pace. Well done, and that's done. Round number 2 done. 2 more rounds to go before we finish off for today. Round number 3. Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Great work, guys. Great work. Guys, everyone out there, whatever was your pace for round 1 and 2, I want you all to try and get that a little bit more, maybe just 5%, but just try and get that a little bit more from round 1 and 2. For the scaled up version, I'd like you all to go a little lower on the squat as you do this. When you land in the single leg, try to drop your hips a little lower to challenge yourself. Excellent, that's done. Go back down to donkey kicks. Quickly move down, palms directly below shoulder, knees directly below hips. Neutral spine, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes every time you get the leg up. Squeeze your glutes and then come back down. And like I said earlier, this one is not meant to be done too fast. The first movement is meant to be fast, while the second one is much slower. Excellent work, guys. Excellent work. Keep neutral spine, keep your head up. And that's done. We got one last round to go. Yeah, just one last round and we're done for today. You guys good to finish? Yeah? Yeah? Let's start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Maximum effort for this round, guys. Maximum effort. 30 seconds only. Well, it's going to be pushing your heart rate, while the next 30 seconds going to isolate the glute muscles. Excellent work. Drop the hips a little lower if you can, and move a little faster for the scaled down if you can. Good job. Keep the back straight. Go your maximum pace for the last few seconds. Well done. And that's done. Let's go back down for the donkey kicks to finish off. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Ensure you have a neutral spine throughout, guys. Ensure you have a neutral spine. I know it's the last round, but we still want to maintain technique throughout as we do this. Keep breathing. Squeeze your glutes as you kick up. Last few seconds. Almost there. Well done, team. Well done. Let's finish this on a high. Good job. And that's done. Very well done. Excellent. Excellent work. Excellent job there, guys. You guys have done a great job with this workout. It seems very simple on paper, but it is not for the ones who are doing it. Excellent job. Grab yourself some water and come back in, and then we shall start the stretches. Make sure we come back to breathing normally before we call it a day. So we have a couple of stretches which are focused on the movements done today. The first one is going to be something called the prone quad stretch. So we're going to have Dheeraj show us the stretches here. So you're going to lie on your stomach for the first one. We're going to do one leg at a time. So just grab any one ankle and just pull it as close to your heel as, get your heel as close to the hips as possible. And we're going to repeat the other side for 30 seconds each. So let's get down. Lie in your stomach. Let's hold the right leg first and start in 3, 2, and 1. Depending on how comfortable you are, you could use both hands or just one hand to do this. But try to get your heel as close to the hips as possible and keep breathing as you do this. Do not hold your breath. The focus over here is to make sure you come back to normal breathing by the end of the stretches. Good job, guys. Let's switch leg from there. Let's get the muscles back to normal length as well. For all the pounding it has gone through just now, the muscles will be slightly shortened. We want to get them back to its regular length and also get the blood flow back by doing these stretches. Keep pulling your leg towards your hips for a deeper stretch. Well done. And that's done. The next one is going to be something called the seated single leg hamstring stretch. So you're going to be sitting down. One leg goes forward while the other leg, you're going to bend the knee and get your feet to your inner thigh. Reach forward as much as you can. Some of you all might reach your toes. Some of you all might reach your shin or your knees. That's perfectly fine as long as you feel a light stretch on the back of your leg. That's your hamstring. Let's get down to position. Once again, 30 seconds each leg. Get the right leg forward and reach out starting now. Try to just make sure you're bending from your hips and not from the mid-back. Just reach forward as much as you can depending on where you feel slightly uncomfortable and that muscle you're stretching, not to a point of pain. With every few exhalations, try to go a little further. And let's switch leg now to the other leg. Take a nice deep breath, exhale, and then reach forward as much as you can. Stay. Start now. Remember to keep breathing. Every time you breathe out, try to go a little bit more as you do that. Just breathe out and move forward. Breathe out, move forward. Well done, guys. That's done. Let's switch. From there, we're going to be doing something called the pigeon stretch to stretch the glutes. Put all those donkey kicks you've done and the glute bridge. You're going to be crossing one leg forward. Try to get your knee in line with the same shoulder. As you cross your leg, then you walk back to the back leg and you reach down. For the guys who are very new to this, you could just stay on your elbow instead of going down to your palm, or you could just stay up like how Dheeraj is showing you all. Yeah? So let's get to position. Let's all start with the right leg forward. Cross the right leg forward, walk back as much as possible with the back leg, dropping your hips as close to the ground as possible. From there, if you feel comfortable, you could reach forward. If not, you could just drop your palms down next to your leg. Both are perfectly fine as long as you feel a stretch on your glutes, the leg that's forward and cross. If you feel that you can walk your back leg back a little bit more, please do that, allowing your hips to come closer to the ground, which is going to deepen the stretch. Let's switch side. Now the leg, remember the leg that you're crossing forward, knee should be directly below the shoulder or slightly out. Back leg, just walk your back leg back as much as possible. Try to keep your hips parallel to the floor. Don't drop it to one side. Keep walking your hands forward if you're feeling comfortable, but don't lift your hips higher. Do not lift your hips higher. And that's done. The next one from there will be the SPHINX pose, or what we call the half cobra. So you're going to lie on the stomach. Get your elbows directly below the shoulder. Your elbows directly like a plank, like a half plank. You get the elbows down and lift the chest up. Just come on your elbows. Just drop on your elbows. So you have the option of doing this, or if you're feeling very comfortable, you can go on your palm like how Dheeraj is showing you first and lift the chest a little higher. But do not lift your hips up as you do this. Let's get to position. Lie on your stomach. We're going to be doing 30 seconds over here and start now. For the guys who are staying on your elbows, ensure your elbows are directly below the shoulder, not behind, not forward. Either way, ensure you're dropping your hips down, pull your shoulder blades back and relax the shoulders. Keep the chest up. Nice deep breaths. And that's done. The last one is going to be a standing IT band stretch. We're going to be standing and doing this. It's going to have Dheeraj show us that. So you're going to be crossing one leg forward. Make sure both feet are flat. Both your legs are straight. From there, drive your hips back as much as possible. Reach down till wherever you can. Do not bend your knees as you do this, and ensure both feet are flat. Let's get to position. And we start in cross the legs. Let's cross the legs. And we start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Drive your hips back as much as possible. Ensure both your legs are straight. Both feet are flat. Drive your hips back. Reach down. It's okay if you're just reaching your knees as of today. That's perfectly fine. You will feel the stretch on the back leg, on the outside of your back leg. That's your IT band. Well done. Let's switch leg now. Once again, both feet flat, and let's reach down. Both the legs straight, drive your hips back. And every time you breathe out, try to go down just a little bit more. Nice deep breaths to finish off the stretches. Excellent work, guys, excellent. And that's done. You guys okay? You guys good? Excellent. Excellent, guys. Amazing job, team. This was a fun HRX workout focusing on building strength. Make sure you also attend our other Cult Live classes like yoga and dance fitness to develop overall fitness. Don't forget to check your score and rank at the end of the session. On that note, my tribe and I are going to sign off for today. And to keep the tradition alive, we're going to do the Cult shout out in 3, 2, 1. We are Cult. We will see you in another session soon. Bye-bye.